know the next book on my list is Creator Hate by Dan Norris. He doesn't really dive too much in terms of like, oh, you're going to restrict yourself or anything like that. His biggest points from his book is, not writing yourself off just because your creations aren't immediately successful or aren't considered great by the people who surround you. So I can't fully remember. I know it was very recent that I came across this book, and it's definitely been beneficial in terms of what I'm trying to pursue and do, because it becomes very easy again to feel like I'm not the person to be listening to, or, who is he? He doesn't have the knowledge. This isn't the right moment, things like that. He's like, look, in his book, he's like, I can't teach you how to be successful. He's like, I know that everyone that is successful just went out there and just started sharing. He's like, that's what you got to do. You can't stop and think about like, oh, I'm not as creative as this person. How did they blow up like that? Nothing was just overnight. It was someone sitting down, hitting record, and just going with the flow each and every time and just not stopping.
Right.
So yeah, it was definitely, again, like everyone will see, the kind of common themes that run across these. And I'm a very creative person. And the reason why I tend to love these books more is because just like when you write down a goal and you see it over and over and over, you start to kind of subconsciously chase after that and really hone it into yourself. Like, hey, just go do it.
Absolutely. When you can just pick a subject, or see, that's what I struggle with, is I want to do everything in life.
Yeah.
Which sounds great, having the ability to try to do whatever you want to do, but the problem is you can't. It's not a multitasking situation. You can only give so much energy and time and effort into one particular goal in life. So what happens to me is you give 20%, 20%, 20%, and you never fully develop a skill. You never master it.
Yeah.
They say that the common saying is 10,000 hours you could perfect a craft. It's finding that opportunity to delve into exactly what you want to do. Just like you said, like you may reading the same book or the same type of book or the same goal aspect of it, but if you embed it in your mind more and more and more, you have a higher chance of retaining that information rather than going from one book to another book to another book.
For sure.
It's a practice of knowledge. It's a time and effort, and I think that's going to be a very a huge opportunity for you to be able to continue on doing it. And that actually mentions the next book in a little bit, which we know what it is, but there's that habit building aspect of following after what you want to do.
I mean, yeah, pretty much all these books, they will definitely, and I almost consider putting, again, your next book, Atomic Habits, on my list as well, because the biggest challenge that I've always faced was just more the mental aspect of putting it out there. Now, once you get over that hurdle, of course, the next step is making sure you have a system and a process that helps you and just keeps you consistent with it.
Absolutely.
And I think that I can do on a fairly easy part for the most part. I mean, it's something I've been doing a lot recently with fitness in terms of my own weight loss journey. I had to, it wasn't just the goal of, hey, I'm just going to lose weight. That just becomes a wish if I'm not actually doing the practices that build the skills, that build the lifestyle, that build the whole routine that get me to that goal.
Right.
So, I mean, I definitely thought about Atomic Habits, but I didn't put it on there because the biggest challenge I had to face first was, how do I get out of my own head and just actually start that process?